fear and trembling, I'll bet 500.
You're very lucky, friend.
I hope it's just luck.
My father always warned me about playing with strangers. Nevertheless, I'll call that 5 and raise you 500.
My daddy always said, be kind to poor poker players. So I'll just call.
What did your daddy tell you about a king-high flush?
Well, my daddy always said, never send a boy on a man's errand. 4 bullets. Something wrong?
You know, I think you've got a holdout up your sleeve.
Oh?
Show me, mister.
Well, ask and you shall receive. 4 barrels. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you, gentlemen, but you did ask to see it. Now, with your permission. Gentlemen, you're making it mighty hard to end this game on a friendly note.
You take the money, he pulls the trigger.
Oh, that'll be very foolish.
Why?
Because yon aborigine is just about to blow you 4 ways from Sunday. Yes, and at this range, that scattergun has considerable spread. And both barrels would probably cut all of you off just about pocket high. Thank you, gentlemen. Oh, nearly forgot my own. Well, it may not have been pleasant, but it sure was fun.
I'll see you again.
Fine, fine. Oh, be sure and bring your apple peeler with you. The name is Derringer. Yancy Derringer.
Derringer.
No relation to my friend here. So come calling friends.
Yeah. Gone.
He must be around somewhere.
Never mind. When he boards the boat for New Orleans tonight.
You're gambling he will?
You know I never gamble. Let's get out of here.
Derringer, I'm Lieutenant Bacon, 4th Michigan Volunteers. I'm under the command of John Colton, the president's administrator in New Orleans.
What are you doing here in Vicksburg?
Looking for you. The administrator wants me to bring you back. The sergeant and I will escort you downriver.
Fact is, I prefer traveling with Pahoo-Ka-Ta-Wah.
Who?
My Pawnee friend, Wolf, who stands in water.
I'm afraid you have no choice.
Unlike yourself, Lieutenant, I'm afraid that I have.
No. Break out a squad, Sergeant. We'll take him when he boards the Sultana.
Prepare to cast off.
Get the men off the boat. We'll telegraph New Orleans.
Mr. Hunter, we're late.
Go ahead.
No sign of him.
You'll turn up at Waverly. We'll take him there.
Isn't that dangerous?
Very.
Captain Tom. Raft dead ahead. 2 men on it.
I heard you. Sultana, light the fire.
If them river scum think I'm going to lose 20 minutes because they can't afford the price of passage, they're wrong. They've run up the old flag. There's only one fool I know that'd fly the stars and bars 3 years after the war's over, and that's... By Jupiter, it is. Yancy Derringer.
Shall I swing her to port or starboard, Captain?
Port, starboard, hold dead ahead. Stop all the engines. I mean the engine. Why, if we don't pick up Yancy, he'll sink us.
Sink us? But how can he do that?
I don't know, boy. I don't know how, but he will. Cast off the raft. Full speed ahead. Yancy.
Thank you, Captain Tom.
Yancy. Blasted fool. Where have you been these last 3 years?
Places, just places. You look the same.
Well, I ain't. Everything's changed, including me.
Now you've got the same sweet disposition you always had. Which cabin is Amanda eating in?
Cabin D, top deck. Yeah, used to be your daddy's when you owned this boat. But you don't now.
Oh? Who does?
A fellow named Charles Hunter. Owns most everything around here. Is this heathen with you?
He's not a heathen. He's a fine, clean-cut savage.
Well, Mr. Hunter's got an ironclad rule against carrying Injuns.
No, I just changed it. If you're afraid he'll take the hair off of some of your passengers, why don't you invite him up to the wheelhouse with you? Yeah, you need a haircut.
Turn.
My, you sure hate to lose at poker, don't you?
Not poker, Mr. Derringer. A much bigger game. Can you swim?
My daddy never taught?
You're a liar.
He had a head like an anvil, felt like a hit iron.
Yancy, here. Come on. Yancy, this boat too slow for you? You trying to swim to New Orleans?
Well, it might be safer at that. Thank you, Roy, Pete, Luke. Obadiah!
Oh, Yancy.
Obadiah.
Oh, Yancy. I've been praying for the time I'd set my eyes on you again. For years, we thought you was dead and buried. We heard you got killed in the war. And here you are, alive, well. I can't believe it.
Here, now. Come here. Turn around here. Let me look at you. Why, you look fine. Just fine. A little more snow over the ears, maybe, but...
Now, don't you worry about me. You catch your death in those wet clothes.
Get me out of them, then.
Well, where's your luggage?
Up in the wheelhouse.
I'll get it.
Obadiah.
Yes, sir.
Don't let anyone see you.
Don't you worry. Oh,
Where's Miss Amanda?
she's in the bedroom. Miss Amanda! Miss Amanda! You better come running.
Yancy!
8 years has done nothing but improve the unimprovable.
Oh, I've missed you so.
Oh, now, you better just quit missing me or you're going to ruin that beautiful dress.
Oh, I don't care. I was so worried. You were supposed to meet me on the boat in Vicksburg. When you didn't show up, I thought something terrible had happened. How did you get all soaked like this?
Well, 3 sort of unfriendly fellows met me at your cabin door, pistol whipped me, and tossed me at the catfish.
Yancy.
And the fellow that hit me really meant to stop my clock. Hadn't been for my little friend here, I'd be eating Mississippi mud right now.
But how could they have known that you were meeting me on the Sultana?
Bunch, how should I know? I haven't been home for 8 years.
Yancy, this is serious. It's just what I was afraid of when I telegraphed you. But I had to get you home again to New Orleans, Yancy. You're in grave danger. That's why I urged secrecy.
And you didn't tell anyone that I was coming home?
Oh, why, of course not. I was afraid.
Well, that's funny. In Vicksburg, 2 little boys in blue tried to take me into custody. Now, how did they know that I was on my way home to the old plantation?
I don't know.
Here's your luggage, Marsh Yancy.
Oh, put it in the other room, Obadiah.
Yes, ma'am.
Wait till we're alone.
Now, is there anything else?
Well,
I know. You got that same hungry look on your face you used to have every time Lily Rose started cooking hush puppies. I'll get you something to eat.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're safely back, Marsh Yancy.
Safely?
Never mind that now. I want to hear about where you've been for the last 8 years. Now, come on, tell me everything.
You mind if I tell you in a pair of dry breeches?
You may use my cabin to preserve your modesty. If you have any left.
Do you think I'll be safe in here?
That's up to you.
I hit him hard enough.
Mind him.
Now, I want you to tell me where you've been all this time and what's happened to you.
All right. Got shot at Cold Harbor. Spent a year in a Yankee prison hospital. Escaped. The war was over. Went out west to strike it rich. Didn't. Got your telegram.
The telegram? Why, that's it. In John Colton's position, he could have intercepted that telegram.
Well, that's the second time today I've heard Mr. Colton's name.
He's the Yankee administrator of New Orleans.
Now, what would the Yankee administrator of New Orleans want with a poor old Johnny Reb like me?
He's out to kill you.
Derringer.
You live in luck. But this time it's all run out.
Who are you? What do you want?
Get out of the way.
Well, now you'd better do as the gentleman says, Amanda. Or you might get hit with a buckshot, too.
Buckshot.
Friend, do you have a feeling that there's someone standing behind you?
There's nobody there.
Well, I'm sure you remember him. Kind of a big fellow. Pawnee Indian. With a double-barrel shotgun that's right now pointed at the back of your head. Have you ever seen a man that was hit with both barrels? Oh, it's a sad sight. First, it knocks him about 10 feet. Then you just have to mop him up off the deck. It's just awful.
Keep away from me.
Oh, now, don't you go get to sounding nervous. Because that Indian is nervous enough. And that scattergun has got hair triggers. Now, you just better hand me that pistol. Because in 3 seconds, you're going to lose all of your worries.
Don't let him shoot. Make him stop. Here, take the gun. Don't let him shoot.
Do you mind stepping out of the ladies' cabin? It's been very nice seeing you again.
Is he dead?
Not if he can swim. Why is John Colton after me?
It's your plantation.
Waverly? It's impossible. Farragut's shelled it right into the ground.
Well, that's the way it was, yes. But not now. It's been rebuilt. The whole plantation's been rebuilt. It's more beautiful than it ever was.
Who did it?
I did.
How?
Well, after the war, they were seizing plantations everywhere, where there was no family left. Well, the Derringers were gone. John Colton wanted Waverly for himself, but I stopped him.
How in the world could you possibly
As
stop?
your wife, Mrs. Yancy Derringer.
And he believed you?
For a while, but now I'm sure he knows it isn't true. Don't you see? That's why he's after you. If something happens to you, Waverly would be his.
He sure must want it pretty badly. But why?
We can beat him, darling. We've got to.
You know, I'm going to have a powerful power with it, Mr. Colt.
No chance. Why, he'll kill you on sight. Cass's Crossing. I'll pack, Yancy. We'll get off here.
Why? New Orleans is still way downriver.
Well, don't you see? If Colton knows you're coming in, he'll have his boys in blue with a basket of bayonets waiting on the levee for you. We'll go down to Waverly by carriage. And, darling, remember, if you ever do meet Colton, it'll be you or him.
Oh, lackaday. Seems we weren't the only ones who got off here.
Who else did?
A couple of sore losers. Well, I declare. A homecoming party.
Yancy, there's something I didn't tell you.
Amanda, there have been so many surprises tonight. Let me figure this one out all by myself. Hey!
That is number 16. All right, thank you, Benson.
Yancy, don't go in there.
Number 30.
I know how you feel.
Do you, Amanda?
Well, I had to do it. This was the price to rebuild Waverly, the casino. Yancy, don't do anything foolish.
This was my home. I was born here. My father before me, my grandfather before him, and you turned it into a casino.
Well, Yancy, it's not my fault, believe me. Yancy, please.
Number 22. That's black.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've made your last bet. This is my home. So get out, and get out fast. And you get out.
Yancy Derringer,
That's me.
I'm John Colton. I want to talk to you. Why did you do that?
I'm not going to see him hanged for killing you. Henry, George, somebody, help me carry him upstairs.
Look at this.
Well, thank you, Henry. Oh, thank you, gentlemen. And now, would you mind clearing everybody out of the house and going home? Thank you so much. Mr. Colton, I want to be alone with my husband. Please go. If he comes to and sees you, it'll only mean more trouble.
Very well, madam.
Bunch, you're going to be the death of me yet. Wouldn't have worked anyway.
Too many witnesses. If you'd accepted my military escort, this wouldn't have happened.
Let me go.
Do you understand now?
Ah, yes. My lady love here wanted to be a two-time widow, without having been a one-time wife.
She counted on the records of New Orleans having been destroyed when Farragut took the city years ago. They weren't. I had to believe her marriage certificate until we'd assembled the old records. Then, 2 months ago, I found another certificate of marriage. Not between Amanda Eaton and Yancy Derringer, but a different spouse. Still very much alive. Charles Hunter.
Faithful, true blue Amanda.
I wish I really was your widow.
Now let her go. I'd hate to be the first administrator of this city to hang a woman. Can we talk?
Well, I certainly owe you that.
Since becoming administrator of this city, I've run across a very astonishing fact. From the highest to the lowest places, particularly the lowest, your name has always been spoken with the greatest respect.
Well, I've been around the track.
I want you to work for me.
I'm a rebel, Mr. Colton.
Ex-rebel. The war is over, Mr. Derringer, and these are hard times. New Orleans has become a treasure chest. The fortune hunters of the world are here. I want a man who loves this city, loves the South, who'll work without pay, without portfolio, without protection, as my personal agent.
Sounds like absolutely nothing.
I want an angel. A black angel who'll be on the inside before something happens. A man who'll do anything for law and order. Anything. And get away with it. Because if that man were caught, Mr. Derringer, I might be compelled to hang him.
Charming proposition. But we got company. Welcome to Waverly.
Did you think I'd give it up?
I'm not going.
Derringer, you live in luck.
Now, the last man that said that to me is, swimming home.
He talked too much.
Is it bad?
Doesn't hurt much. I think it missed the bone.
Charlie!
Sorry.
Charlie. Charlie.
Well, I'd better tie this off.
Oh, I hate you. You'll pay for this somehow.
It's the way it goes. Lady wanted to be a widow. Now she is one. There you are. That should do it.
Thanks. Where on earth did you find that Indian?
Who, Pahoo-Ka-Ta-Wah? Well, you see, he saved my life once. That means he went against fate. Therefore, he's responsible for my life from now on.
Well, that should keep him pretty busy if you accept my offer.
You on one side of the law and me on the other.
That's right.
Same law?
Yes.
What you want is a rake-helly, a rogue, a scoundrel, a gentleman, a smuggler, a gambler, and a fool.
Well, Mr. Derringer?
Well, Mr. Colton, I guess I'm your huckleberry. As one southern gentleman to one northern gentleman, I'd like to offer you a mint julep. I thought you'd never get here.
To the south, Mr. Derringer.
No, Mr. Colton. To the Union. When the steamers are docking in my New Orleans, the levee is one of the busiest places in the world. But at midnight, when the roustabouts are gone and the faint sounds of the river drift with the dark across the empty walks, the levee can be one of the loneliest spots in the city, filled with silence, moonlight, and cutthroats.
Yancy.
Well, good evening, Mr. Colton.
I don't see your Indian friend behind you.
Oh, he's not behind me. He's behind you.
What did he say?
You're safe for the moment.
What do you mean I'm safe?
The levee is full of cutthroats. If they knew that you, the administrator of New Orleans, were having a rendezvous here, they'd feed you to the wharf rats.
Yeah. Yancy, the last time we met, you agreed to go underground for me.
Not for you, Mr. Colton, for New Orleans. You inside the law, me outside the law. Same law. Still goes.
Yancy, New Orleans is in trouble. The decent citizens are up in arms, and I don't know what to do about it.
About what?
Gallatin Street. It's an international disgrace.
Well, it has been for many years.
2 blocks long from the French Market to the Mint. Yet decent people can't walk it alone after dark and come out alive.
Well, they can if Toby Cook says they can.
Even the police won't patrol that street anymore. They lost 20 men in there last month.
Toby told him to keep out.
This Toby, don't tell me he's a friend of yours.
No. But he's one of my best enemies.
Yancy, I want Gallatin cleaned up.
And whom did you have in mind?
You?
Oh, no, you don't. When I took this job, we agreed I was a fool. But not that foolish.
Then you're saying it's impossible to clean up Gallatin.
Well, they haven't built a big enough broom yet. You'd better get out of here, Mr. Colton, and get out fast.
That man was chasing me. Thank you very much, but I can take care of myself.
When do you start?
Yeah, when do I start? Why, I just got here to New Orleans on my ship, the Thunderbolt. I'm Captain Sven Larsen from Stockholm.
Yancy Derringer.
How do you do? And who is this one?
My Pawnee friend, Wolf, who stands in water. Pahoo-Ka-Ta-Wah.
Oh, one of them foreigners, huh?
No, his folks were born here quite some time ago.
Oh, how do you do?
He doesn't shake hands.
Oh?
What are you doing, Captain?
Well, I just come here to New Orleans with valuable cargo.
First trip.
Yeah, now I'm going to have some fun.
Well, Captain, if you want to have some fun, you and your money will last longer if you go over on Bourbon Street.
Oh, I can take care of myself. Say, maybe you can help me. Find street,
Gallatin Street?
Gallatin Street, yeah. A friend of mine in Sweden, he tell me about a good gambling place on Gallatin Street, the Jumpin' Jack.
The Jumping Jack.
Yeah, I'm supposed to see a fella, Toby Cook.
Well, Captain, if you see Toby Cook at the Jumping Jack, one of 4 things will happen to you.
Yeah, all fun, huh?
Number 1, you'll definitely be cheated. 2, you may be robbed. 3, you might be shanghaied. And 4, you'll probably be murdered.
Oh, that sounds like a good place. How I find it?
You did understand me.
Well, sure. Which way I go?
Oh, Captain, if you want to commit suicide, you go right straight up the dock to the French Market and turn right.
Mr. Derringer, I've been in lots of tough places, but I'm still kicking around. I can take care of myself.
You keep saying that, and I keep worrying about it.
I show you. You see this? I'm going to put this in cotton bale. Oh, can I use the knife, please? Thank you. Just about there. That ought to be pretty good. Thank you. Now, you got pistol? You shoot that. Oh, no. You must go more back. Yeah, No. More back yet.
Captain, this is only a 4-barrel Sharps. It's a mighty small target.
Well, we still must go more back. Come on. Still pretty close, but, well, we take a chance. After all, that's life. Take a chance. You see, I'm a gambler. All right, shoot.
What is that?
Pretty good, huh? That's new Swedish stuff. We got a scientist, Mr. Nobel. He invented it.
What do you call it?
Dynamite. Say, we better be running before the police come, huh? I'm glad to meet you. And don't you worry about Sven. I can take care of myself.
Yes, Pahoo, he's a very important man. We'd better keep our eye on him. Pahoo, you stay here. Oh, will you stop arguing with me? No, you will not go with me. Toby Cook has passed the word that I'm allowed to walk Gallatin Street. You're not. So you stay here. Good evening.
Come to number one. Come to number one.
Come on, number 7.
Good evening, Captain Sven.
He always wins. Why do you always win?
Luck. Just luck. You can have my number if you want it.
By golly, I take it.
Give the gent number 7. I'll take his number 1.
I told you this was a good place. Lots of fun, huh?
So I see. What happened to you?
Couple of fellas tried to stop me in the street, but by golly, I can take care of myself. You want to play?
No, I'll just watch.
It's a good game. They got a mouse in the center, they let up the glass, and we all yell, and the mouse runs for a number. You watch. I bet number 7.
I bet number 1.
Come on. Come on, come to number 7. Come to number 7. Come
on, get over here, mouse. Come on, number 1. Number 1! Get pay me. This is my lucky night.
How you like that?
I told you, Captain Sven, that you'd be cheated if you came here.
Well, how can anybody cheat at this game?
This is an honest game, Derringer. If you don't like it...
No, I don't like it.
Well, then go play someplace else. And leave me and my friend alone.
I do like your ring, though. May I see it?
I said leave me alone.
Oh.
Like it, Captain Sven?
Well, it's just a ring.
Interesting stone, though, huh?
What is it? Ivory?
Limburger, I'd say. Oh, now how much have you lost?
About $100.
Well, let's win it back.
How?
It's quite simple. I fire a bullet, the bullet strikes the head of this match and lights it. Now you put up $10 and I shall win you 100.
Good.
Well, Yancy Derringer.
Well, hello, Toby.
Oh, you've broken down, old rebel. Welcome home.
Well, I wish I could say it's good to see you again.
Well, you never were a hypocrite. Hey, where's the Indian?
You've heard about him.
Oh, everybody has. Big Pawnee throat cutter. Figures he's responsible for your life. That must keep him kind of busy.
Exercise is good for him.
Where is he?
No one ever knows until it's too late. Ready, Captain?
Yep.
Yancy, you're not going to try to win money at the match game, are you?
Of course. I'll use my own if you don't mind. $10 is better.
Right?
All right. Throw it away.
And I'd like to use my own match. See, these matches aren't real. They're just pieces of painted wood. Never would light.
Hmm?
Don't bother.
My golly, that's pretty good. Give me the money.
All right, now that's enough, Yancy. First you rough up my best shill, and then you want to play an honest game. What are you trying to do, break the jumping jack? Who's your friend?
Captain Sven Larson just got here with a cargo from Sweden.
You are Toby Cook?
Uh-huh.
Then I tell you something. That fella playing with me at the mouse game, he was cheating.
Well, of course he was cheating. All the games are crooked. How do you expect me to make a dishonest living?
You mean I got no chance to win?
You've got a chance of getting out of here without a broken neck. That's the only chance Gallatin gives, and that not too often. But since you're a friend of Yancy's, the captain can clear.
One thing about Toby, he does keep his promises, whether to clear you or spare you.
All right. I go. But you just remember one thing, mister. I can take care of myself.
Come on, buy a drink. Well, Yancy, how are you?
Poor but proud.
The old plantation?
Waverly? It's a little run down. Nothing wrong that money can't fix. How's your street of broken heads?
Oh, it's a very velvet touch. I don't see why Gallatin Street shouldn't last for a long time.
I think it'll last about as long as you do.
You wouldn't be thinking of giving nature a hand, would you, Yancy?
Oh, I've thought of it.
Oh, you rebel rascal. I'd hate to stuff you through a trapdoor into the Mississippi. You have such a beautiful sense of larceny mixed in with your honor.
Lucy? Is that Lucy Merridale?
That's right. No, I wouldn't. Yancy, the old days are dead. So is the girl you knew.
Lucy.
Go away, Yancy.
Well, there's your great lady, Yancy.
The Merridales, their plantation. Cressley Hall, what happened?
It's gone like all the rest. You lost the war, remember?
What's she doing on Gallatin Street?
Oh, not much. Sometimes she plays the decoy. You know, she screams, "Gentleman to the rescue." Next day, he's on a clipper to China, and I'm $500 richer. But she's not much good, even for that. Hold it. Well, the iron in your fist hasn't rusted. All right, so maybe I asked for it. Maybe I had it coming. Forget it. Buy a drink.
Maybe later.
Well, any time, Rebel. The street's still open to you.
I grew up with Lucy Merridale. She used to wear pink ribbons in her hair. She was 12. She grew into her Paris gowns with gay music, pure laughter, and stately cotillions. Cressley Hall? Cressley Hall was the most beautiful plantation on the Mississippi. I had to go back to Gallatin Street.
Oh, Yancy.
I've just come from Cressley Hall. I think I'm beginning to understand. Was it very bad?
That's all over now. You've got to get out of here. If he knew you were here...
I'm taking you with me.
No. It's too late.
We've all changed, Lucy.
He'd never let me leave. I've seen too much. I know too much. He'd kill me.
I'll talk to him.
No. There isn't any feeling in him. If he knew you were here with me now,
What would he do, Miss Lucy? Put that away, you clodhopper. Yancy has you covered from under that hat with a 4-barrel sharpshooter. I don't know my old friends, huh, Yancy?
Hello, Toby.
I'm not looking for trouble if you're not. Miss Lucy, you're a naughty girl entertaining Mr. Derringer without permission.
Toby, I didn't do anything. I didn't know he was coming back.
Well, now, you don't have to be afraid of him.
Well, I wouldn't say that, Yancy.
Don't make any trouble, Yancy. It doesn't matter anymore.
You'd better say goodbye, Miss Lucy. Chances are you won't be seeing your old neighbor again. You'd have lost this poker game anyway. Bruno has you covered from out there with a .44 aimed at your noble brow.
Well, maybe you better take a look.
You walked into Gallatin Street tonight alive, you go out the same way. But from now on, Yancy, Gallatin Street is closed to you forever. Note to Toby Cook. I'm walking Gallatin Street at 9 o'clock tonight. Any person visiting the Jumping Jack after that hour does so at his own peril. Yancy Derringer.
You think he'll try it?
Yancy Derringer's a man of his word.
But you closed the street to him.
Toby Cook's a man of his word, too.
He's walking.
Did you think he wouldn't?
Right down the middle. A kid could knock him out.
Now, he's mine. If I don't take him after that newspaper ad, they'll laugh Gallatin Street to death. Bruno, upstairs.
He's coming.
Now, you all know what to do. Let's go. Hello, Yancy.
You read my message?
I wish you hadn't done that, Yancy. I wouldn't mind trying you in a clean fight, but that newspaper, that makes me a fool. So in order to remind other noble fellas who might walk Gallatin Street after I've told them not to, I'm going to hang you. But before you go, I've got something special for you.
Father Ace told me. What's your call?
No call. This poker game's over.
Better get this man to the hospital.
Take him away. Mr. Derringer, it is my duty to inform you that you are under arrest.
What charge?
The destruction of private property. Follow me, please.
This is a personal matter between the administrator and myself.
Well, hello, Yancy.
Mr. Colton?
How's Miss Merridale?
Gone.
Gone? Gone where?
By riverboat to St. Joe, railroad to Sacramento to an aunt in California. She'll write.
I'm very glad. What are you doing?
I'm going to win back a $500 fine imposed upon me for the destruction of private property.
But that was merely a formality.
So is this, Mr. Colton. So is this. 5-card draw. Your bet. Good day. Be at your ease, ma'am. He won't hurt you, Miss,
James. Billy Joe James.
Billy Joe James. Isn't that rather boyish?
Yes. You see, when I was born, I was so much girl, my daddy tried to tone me down.
Didn't work?
Thank you. Are you sure this
Savage?
savage won't hurt me?
Not if you stay close to me. Have we met?
Well, not really, but I've heard a lot about you. And I saw you at the Artillery Club ball last week. I've just been dying to meet you. Are you taken this evening?
Why, no. But I have a feeling that I will be. Where'll I find you?
Oh, I'll find you.
Very interesting girl. I mean, the fact that she met me at the Artillery Club ball last week and I wasn't there. Oh, hello, Lieutenant.
Hello, Mr. Derringer.
We'll go peacefully.
I'll tell Mr. Colton you're here. Mr. Derringer's outside, sir.
I'll be with him in a moment, Lieutenant.
Make yourselves comfortable. He'll be right with you.
Thank you, Lieutenant. It's right, Pahoo. You'll never see more boats at one place at one time on the Mississippi than right here. Oh, there's the Sultana.
Yancy?
Hello, Mr. Colton.
Pahoo? I hate to take you away from your mischief, but this is an urgent matter of money.
For you, Mr. Colton, or for me?
For us both. And this time you can operate inside the law. I hope you don't find it too dull. The fact is, I want you to go to Natchez tonight on your boat, the Sultana.
Oh, I hate Natchez. There's an irate father up there with a long memory.
I imagine you hate the mortgage on the Sultana, too. Anyway, there's a shipment that could be quite profitable to you.
What's the shipment?
Come into my office. I want you to meet someone. Duke Winslow, Yancy Derringer.
Hello, Derringer.
Welcome to New Orleans, Mr. Winslow.
Mr. Winslow is a very well-known U.S. Marshal.
I've heard about the Marshal.
And I've certainly heard a lot about you since I hit New Orleans.
I don't believe everything that you hear.
Won't you be seated, gentlemen?
No, thank you.
Very well, let's get down to business. The shipment I spoke of, Yancy, is $200,000 in greenbacks, an Army payroll.
Well, I hope it's a secret. New Orleans has a nose for that kind of money. They can smell a mile away.
The Marshal here is, well, you might say riding shotgun. I'd like you to go along with him.
I think that's up to the Marshal.
Need all the help I can get. The last load I took overland was jumped. Hadn't been for a chance cavalry patrol, they'd have gotten away with the whole boodle.
How did that happen?
They were waiting for us. Had to be an inside job.
Well, who knows about this shipment?
Just this room.
Let's keep it that way, Mr. Colton. Otherwise, we'll have to change plans and ship on another boat.
Oh, please, Marshal, I can use that money. Well, the shipping charges, I mean. We can put the bundle in my cabin, which you can share with me. Provided you don't snore.
I won't even sleep.
All right, all right. Armed guard will deliver the money at 10, just before the boat sails. We'll see you aboard ship then, Yancy.
Thank you for the business, Mr. Colton. Goodbye, Mr. Winslow, unless you'd like to join me at Madame Francine's for a game of poker.
Thanks, but I better stay here with Mr. Colton.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Good evening, Jeremiah. Billy Joe. Can't stay here. This is a gentleman's club. Ladies are fine.
Thank you. You say the nicest things. But I work here, Yancy. Madame Francine's gone up to Baton Rouge and I'm filling in. I just love to watch men gamble and look at all that pretty money.
Then shall we play? $100 on the lady's age.
25.
30, the winner.
Well, maybe I can do better for you at blackjack. I hear you own just about the prettiest boat on the Mississippi.
Just about the prettiest mortgage you ever saw. Hit me.
21.
How would you like a drink?
Love one. I'm as thirsty as a brand new sponge.
2 champagne cocktails, please.
The same for me.
Hit me.
21. You know, I've never been on a boat in my life, and I just love boats. 2 people alone together, listening to the music, the tinkle of the money in the card room. I hope you don't think I'm being too forward.
You? Hit me.
21. And I really wouldn't want you to invite me on your boat unless you really wanted me to come.
When would you like to go?
How about tonight?
Do you think you could find me the Ace of Hearts? Just give this to Captain Tom aboard the Sultana. You'll leave at 10.
Bon voyage.
Time will tell.
Let's go to work.
Here. Now, aren't you being kind of rough with the little fellow?
You want to buy his hand?
I just don't want to spill my drink.
side do you want, anyway?
Well, I aimed at the little fella, but you got in the way. Are you all right?
Dandy, just dandy. Thanks for the thrill-packed evening.
You're not angry, are you? The trip isn't off.
Miss James, you did not meet me at the Artillery Club ball.
I
last
certainly
week
did.
Because I wasn't there.
Oh.
Do you mind telling me why me and my boat have become so charming so suddenly?
Well, to tell you the truth,
Then that'll be a change.
I live in St. Louis, and I'm broke. No money. My sister's getting married, and I want to see the wedding. I heard about you and your boat, and I thought it'd be the pleasantest way of getting home.
You have your ticket. Boat still sails at 10. I think you'd welcome a snug harbor.
You're not one of them, you're sure?
Who's them?
Those men who've been following me. They're trying to keep me from reaching the boat.
The Sultana, of course.
But how could you know you are one of them? Let me go.
All right, but you'd better hurry to avoid the rush. Looks like half of Louisiana's going aboard the Sultana tonight.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I'll show you.
I'll find my own way, thank you.
But I insist. Oh. You insist.
You turn around and start walking.
Good night. The children and I will miss you. .25 caliber. Very interesting.
Yancy, come topside.
Hello, Captain Tom. Think you can handle this craft?
Well, I sure hope you can handle this craft.
Oh, she's safely aboard?
She's aboard. Gave her an outside cabin with an inside view.
Fine, fine.
Yancy, what's all the mystery about this trip?
What's the owner of this vessel? No one ever tells me anything.
Blast.
What cabin did you say?
The usual.
Thank you, Captain Tom.
Don't you come near me. Don't you touch me. You put me down. Don't you? Wait till I see you. You put me down.
Well, getting to know each other?
I've never been so insulted in all my life. I just came here to see you, and this
Savage.
This savage almost scared me out of my mind.
You're what? Miss James, we'll continue this at some other time. I'll be busy for a little while.
I'll see you later, then?
Naturally. Well, good evening, Mr. Colton. Everything is shipshape, sir.
So I noticed. Here's the key to the strongbox, the only key.
Guarded like a royal flush.
I hope so. Goodbye, gentlemen. Have a pleasant voyage. And, good luck.
Thank you. I don't think this is too smart, Derringer. The safe is the first thing they'll go to.
Well, that makes it more sporty. After all, you're around, I'm around, Pahoo's around.
What?
Wolf, my Pawnee friend.
Can you trust him?
With my life, which I frequently do.
Good enough for me.
Captain, you've got to come at once.
What's the matter, ma'am?
There's a paid killer on this boat.
Paid killer? You certain?
An assassin, and he's after me.
Just a moment.
Hurry, Captain.
Let's go.
There he is. Be careful, Captain. He's armed and dangerous.
All right, you on your feet with your hands in the air. Up, I said, on the double. Keep your hands clear. Now turn around.
That's the man, Captain. He pretended to help me in New Orleans, but he followed me to this boat.
But, ma'am...
I demand that you arrest him immediately.
Oh, for goodness sakes, put your hands down. Well, this is Yancy Derringer, the owner of this vessel. Hasn't killed anything recently but time.
I'm confused. I've been under something of a strain lately. Well, all I can do is apologize to you both. I'm terribly sorry.
Don't give it another thought, Miss,
Ashton, Dorinda Ashton.
How do you do?
Well, I better be getting back to the wheelhouse. Take good care of the young lady, Yancy.
Aye, aye, sir.
Will you forgive me? I've been so terribly frightened.
You're forgiven. What's your trouble?
It's a matter of money.
The lack of it.
Oh, too much of it. My granddaddy died recently and left me, well, just an overwhelming amount of money.
There's no such animal.
Oh, but there is. There must be. Otherwise, why would these things keep happening to me? Someone is trying to keep me from getting to Natchez. Well, you saw what happened tonight.
Now, you just relax. Uncle Yancey's got you now. And I'm going to watch over you like a jealous husband. Nobody's going to hurt you. Too pretty to die. Too young to die. Too rich, too.
I want to see Mr. Derringer. Now get out of the way. You're the most exasperating thing I ever saw.
Well, you two are getting along famously.
Yancy Derringer, you tell this
Aborigine?
Aborigine to put me down and let me in.
Put her down. Let her in.
This is no way for a lady to be treated. Why does he always have to be out in front of your door?
To keep out little girls like you?
Are you sure it doesn't have anything to do with the little black box the soldiers brought in?
Oh, that. It's a very sad case, you see. We're burying a midget at sea.
Oh? Oh, you. I just don't know what makes you tick.
You know, I might say the same about you.
What? Oh, you rascal.
Would you excuse us, Miss James?
Why, of course.
Yancy, I'll be honest with you. You don't appear to be the sort of man that should take care of something valuable.
Gee, I was doing just dandy until you showed up. Pahoo, you stay here. Dorinda? I'll take her to my cabin.
I don't want anyone near that safe.
She's hurt.
Yancy, if you insist on this foolish move, I insist we keep a 24-hour watch.
I think you're right.
All right, I'll take the first hitch. See, I better get something for that.
I believe there's some bandages in the bedroom.
All right.
Pahoo? Lucky girl. It was just a scratch. Did you see who shot you?
No, it was too fast. Just a blur at the porthole.
Well, you're going to stay right here for the rest of the trip.
Oh, Yancy, you're very nice. How can I ever thank you?
Well, now, I can think of a lot of ways, but I'm afraid you'll have to wait. In the meantime, I want you to take my cabin. The Marshal and I'll make other arrangements. Pleasant dreams. I'll be back.
All right, hold it. This is it, Derringer.
Get overboard or get dead.
Oh! No.
Get me out of here, Belle.
Well, we're docking.
I'll be glad when we get our goods delivered to the post.
Oh, Marshal, you worry too much. Here we are in Natchez. The money is safe. I'm happy. Pahoo's happy. The lady is happy. Well, you are happy, aren't you, Dorinda?
Oh, very, very happy.
Good.
And I want to thank you all for what you've done. But if you will excuse me, I am in something of a rush.
Oh, well, then we'll help. Pahoo?
Oh, no, please don't bother. I'll get someone to...
We wouldn't think of it, Pahoo. Well, here's a present for you, Marshal. You're a very naughty girl, Dorinda. And because you are so naughty, they'll probably make you stand in a corner for about 20 years.
There must be some mistake.
And you made it. The fake shooting in New Orleans. Pahoo saw you fake that street attack. The self-inflicted wound so that you could get into my cabin. And the 2 slugs, identical, 25 caliber from your gun.
Well, these charges are outrageous.
And so are you, my dear.
Yancy, telegram for you. Just arrived from New Orleans.
Thank you, Captain.
That's it, Yancy. Get your hands up, both of you. Get against the wall.
I guess you know it says here the real Duke Winslow is dead.
Take off your hat. Hand it to her. Check it, honey.
It's here.
That sleeve gun. Slide it out with 2 fingers. Slow and careful. Drop it. Your big sticker. Drop it. The Indians. Drop it. Tell him to slide the scatter gun from his shoulder. Easy. Drop it. Kick it. Throw the key. Get the box and get out of here, honey. I'll take care of them.
Be careful, Jim.
I think you'd better have her open it.
Open it.
It's empty. The money's gone.
Hands behind your head. Now, you tell me where that money is or I'll blow your head off.
That'll make it harder to find.
We put a whole year into planning this job. Pete the little fella, Baker the big one. And Dorinda and me. Now get on or get off. 3 seconds. Drop that gun.
Miss James, can you cook, too?
We got Grjngo to the hospital. I think she's going to be all
Mr.
right.
Derringer, what about the payroll shipment?
Oh, yes, Lieutenant, the money. Well, Pahoo? There it is.
If this is a joke, sir, it's a very expensive one.
Oh, Lieutenant, look for the silver lining. And it's all there. Now, Miss Billy Joe James, I want to know exactly what you were doing on this trip.
Keeping an eye on that money. You see, Yancy, I'm a special agent for the War Department.
Oh. You mean our romance was all a fake?
Yes, it was. On the trip up. But it's a long way back.
Where's the girl?
She got away, Mr. Rankin. Laney's out tracking her.
Blasted fool.
Laney will catch us.
I'll be at Francine's club. And if Laney brings her back, this time hold her. That's an order.
Yes, sir.
Now, a little more right here. Obadiah sent this down with your Pawnee Indian. Thought you might like a change. It was very thoughtful. It's fine. Thank you very much. Well, figure your 5 days is up in about 10 minutes, huh? Well, now, it's been a very pleasant stay, friend jailer. And I'm very sorry that I won your week's pay.
Just what the devil's going on here?
Just who the devil are you and what do you want? Be careful, friend jailer. This is Mr. Colton. Well, that means nothing to me. Mr. John Colton just happens to be the administrator of New Orleans.
I hope that means something to you.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
Do you always leave the cell doors open for your guests?
No, sir, but you see, Mr. Derringer, well... It just happens that I'm a model prisoner, and it's quite unlikely I would attempt to escape 10 minutes before my sentence is up.
Out, turnkey.
Goodbye, friend jailer. Well, don't say goodbye, Yancy. See you again real soon. Oh, would you get my shirt? If you'd be so kind. Thank you.
Yancy, when you agreed to become my underground agent, we said that you would do anything to uphold law and order, not go shooting down chandeliers in the charter house.
Just having a little fun. Paid for the chandelier.
Did you have to embarrass me and get caught?
How did I know it would fall on the chief of police?
It's very difficult. Yancy, if anyone were to know that you and I had a secret arrangement, why...
Nobody does. What's on your mind?
I want you to keep your ear to the ground concerning the waterfront. Particularly a ship named the William Brown.
What about her?
I don't know. Just a hunch. Her manifest is cleared. Quarantine gave her a clean bill of health. Yet I've a suspicion.
Smuggling?
Possibly. If so, we need some real evidence.
Well, if I find anything, it'll be over cards at Madame Francine's club, because that's the only place that I'm going tonight. My tie, please.
Your servant, sir.
Shenanigans and put me down.
In a moment, madam.
I'll thank you to keep a civil tongue in your head. It's not madam, it's miss. I'm not married yet, Bruce. Look, now put me down.
All right, miss. I'm Yancy Derringer, Miss...
That's none of your affair, since we've had no formal introduction. Saints, but this one is a living fright. I'd thank him for saving me if I could look at him without the chills. Who is himself?
Well, his name is Pahoo.
The meaning of which is what?
It means wolf.
Preserve us. I've heard about his kind as far away as Dublin. He's one of those scalping aborigines that run around half naked, lifting the hair off decent people. He's a wild Indian.
Not anymore. He's housebroken.
Well, I'll take my bonnet and be gratefully leaving your company.
Are you in trouble?
No, but I might get to be, hanging about the streets with the likes of you. Good night.
5-card stud, gentlemen. 4 of clubs, card of poverty. Diamond 10, card of wealth. King of hearts, as usual.
Thank you. $20. Call.
His gray-haired majesty, the king of clubs. The embroidered king who shows but half his face, the king of diamonds. The deuce of clubs. Fixation card.
Small disappointment.
I beg your pardon, but are you telling fortunes or dealing a hand?
But the cards have a message. She's merely translating.
$50.
Call.
9 of spades, card of misfortune. Jack of diamonds, the cutthroat card.
Nothing personal.
A chief in years, his majesty of spades appears.
Kings are finished. What's the message?
$100.
200.
300.
You're bluffing, but I'll call.
The deuce of diamonds making your hand all pink.
Card of warning.
For you, perhaps, and you certainly need one.
The deuce of spades, card of discretion.
You'd better be discreet with just 2 pair. Bet.
500.
It's impossible for you to have another king. You'd never stay with a deuce in the hole. Only a fool would do that. Call. Pink flush. Ace high.
A fool there was.
A very full house.
That's idiotic. He stayed with a miserable deuce in the hole.
Ace of Hearts is far from miserable. It's a success card.
You seem to know these cards very well, Mr. Derringer.
They're my friends.
Maybe you have a few too many friends at this table.
That's all. Drop the gun.
Well, I'd make him apologize, Francie, but since he's no gentleman, it really wouldn't make any difference.
That's enough trouble for one evening.
May I buy you a drink, Francie?
Please do.
Francie, you've been worried all evening. What's so important about the time?
I'm worried about my cousin. She should have been here by now.
Cousin? Didn't even know you had one.
She just arrived in New Orleans from Ireland. Come to find herself a husband.
Ireland? And all this time I thought you were straight from Paris with that fancy name of Francine.
The ship docked this afternoon. There's still no sign of her. Yancy, would you go find her for me? Her name is Bridget Malone.
Bridget Malone? I think I've already met her. Only she was off of the ship.
I don't understand.
Well, now, don't you worry your pretty shamrock head. I'll find her.
Help you, sir?
Good evening. We're looking for one of your passengers.
Well, there's nobody aboard the ship, sir. All the passengers disembarked this afternoon.
Oh. Do you recall a young lady, Miss Bridget Malone?
I can't rightly say, sir. I was more in charge of the cargo.
What is your cargo?
It's a variety of things, sir. We've been halfway around the world.
Thank you.
She jumped ship again. The little tomcat crowned me with a marlin spike.
Laney, you're a fool. Rankin will have our necks.
It was in the turn of my back. It was that quick.
Well, you better find her. And this time we'll drop her in the Mississippi. Now, go on. All right, you men, let's move that stuff.
Oh, wait a minute.
Is there no other way to meet you?
But you're always in such a hurry.
Hey, Bridget, wait a minute.
Hey, you.
Baby!
You come on back to this ship.
I won't go back. I won't. Baby! I don't want to go.
Yep, now you-
I won't.
Yes, you are. You stay out of this.
Oh, but I'm already in. Now, Bridget, we can't keep this up all night. Your cousin sent me to get you.
Cousin Nora?
Nora? Oh, that's too much.
She has to go back to this ship. She hasn't cleared customs.
They hid me when the customs man came aboard. They wouldn't let me be cleared.
Her papers aren't in order. I'll take care of her.
All right. Now, Bridget, tell me what this is all about. Why don't they want you off of that ship?
Oh, they claim I owe them more money for passage or something like that. They were going to send me back. But I won't go back to Ireland without a spouse.
Well, it can't be as simple as that. Your cousin could have handled it.
Is it a bold-faced liar you're calling me?
Oh, not bold-faced.
You're a fine figure of a man, though a bold one. Are you married?
No.
Why not?
Just lucky, I guess.
I suppose you've got a girl. A beautiful girl, faithful and wise.
Does anyone?
Oh, I know such a girl is very hard to find. But you might just happen to run into one. Much in the same fashion as I
ran into you?
Why, it's beautiful.
Thank you, Doctor.
What did he say?
Deep flesh wound, side of the hip. It's mostly shock. She'll be coming around soon.
On the deck. See it. See it. The rats, the dancing rats. No, don't.
Dancing rats?
She's just delirious. Poor Bridget. That bullet was meant for you.
You're wrong. She was a completely clear target. Whoever fired at her meant to kill her.
That's not possible. No one in New Orleans even knows her.
Everyone aboard the William Brown knows her.
You think something happened aboard the ship?
Well, one thing did. A rat danced. I'm glad Pahoo found you.
Found me? He scared me half to death. Doesn't he ever make any noise?
What have you learned?
In the captain's log, 3 out of 4 passengers and 10 of the crew, including the captain, were lost in the Atlantic crossing.
Seasick, no doubt.
The log calls it hurricane.
This isn't hurricane season.
Exactly.
What's their cargo?
Chinese silk. First big shipment since the war, $250,000 worth.
Mr. Colton, I got a feeling, a very bad feeling. I want you to impound the cargo. Have the ship towed to the middle of the river and anchored there.
I'd like to do what you say, Yancy, but legally I can't. Now, if there was some shred of evidence.
All right. I'll get you the evidence.
It's all right, Bridget. You're home now.
Cousin Nora. Why, you're even more beautiful than they told me you'd be. I see the Aborigine. But where's the bachelor?
He'll be back.
Is he a friend of yours, Cousin Nora?
Bridget, any beautiful woman who's alive and in New Orleans is a friend of Mr. Derringer's.
I was afraid of that.
Come in.
Well, hello, Bridget.
I've been such a lot of trouble to you, Mr. Derringer.
Oh, but the trouble isn't finished. Unless you tell me what happened aboard the William Brown.
Oh, nothing happened. It was a delightful crossing.
13 people lost at sea. Must have been fun.
Well, a few did have to be buried at sea.
Buried at sea or lost in the storm?
And what did the report say?
What do you say?
Oh, I'm feeling so faint. It's coming over me, all peculiar.
What did you mean when you said dancing rats?
The dancing rats? Well, it's like the little folk, the leprechauns. Oh, surely you know what the leprechauns are.
Bridget, you were in the presence of the only 3 leprechauns in all of New Orleans. None of us believe you. Now you tell me the truth.
Oh.
Keep working on her, Francine. It's very important. I'll be back. Good evening, Mr. Colton.
Yancy. The owner of the William Brown arrived in New Orleans yesterday. He's at the King Louis. I want you to see him.
Why me?
Principally because he won't see me. His name is Barrett Rankin.
Good night, Mr. Colton. Good evening, Mr. Rankin.
Oh, Mr. Derringer. I might have expected you.
Well, now, I expected that you might have expected me.
Yes, it was in the cards. Jack of spades kept turning up.
The inquisitive card in a death suit.
Yes, well, if it keeps turning up, Mr. Derringer, you're going to make a long sea voyage without a boat.
Oh.
What are you after?
The truth?
I'm afraid that's going to be rather hard to find.
Oh, I'll find it very soon. From Bridget. Remember her, the little Irish girl?
Who is she?
The Queen of Hearts. The Jack of Spades found her. She's going to live, and as soon as she's well enough to talk, I think you'd better take your hand out of your pocket. Oh. What happened? Run into a shotgun? This, I believe, is yours. Empty, of course.
Well, the next time we meet, Mr. Derringer, it won't be.
Come calling, friend. Just a decoy to get us away from Bridget.
What do you mean?
Stay over in the corner.
Lock the door. I'll take care of her.
Try. You used her as live bait.
I had to. I had to make sure it was she they were really after, not me. Bridget? Bridget, are you all right?
Yes?
Now, I want you to tell me what happened on that ship. And I warn you, none of your leprechaun talk.
It was the rats. They were dancing little jigs.
The rats were dancing. Actually dancing.
Every night. They were burying people at sea, and every night the rats would come up on deck and do a little dance and die themselves.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
Because they said they'd send me back to Ireland.
Dancing rats.
What does it mean?
Well, I remember back in 48. My daddy came home and he told me, beware of the dancing rats. And I'm trying to remember what... It was plague. Bubonic plague.
What is it? What have you learned?
It's plague. Plague, Mr. Colton. By morning, the city could become a pest hole. I'm going to burn that silk.
Plague. I can't authorize it, but burn it!
Hey. Drop it. I always have to meet you this way, Miss Malone.
Don't be shaming me with the word miss. A grown woman of my own age.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. A lot of people aren't married. Look at me.
I have been.
You're a lucky girl just to be alive, Bridget.
Of course I am. all those people dying all around me, I knew I was being saved for something important. I came to America to find a husband. Maybe it was the fates.
It's a beautiful thought, Bridget. And I can't say that I'm not a little bit in love with you.
You can't?
No. But I also happen to be a little bit in love with your cousin Nora. I mean, Madame Francine.
Bridget, the trouble with Mr. Derringer is that he's a little bit in love with every beautiful woman he meets.
Well, you'll not be getting rid of me that easily. Believe me.
Oh, I believe you. Good night, Bridget.